Listen closely, because what you're about to hear could completely change how you cruise forever. Behind all the smiling faces, buffets, and tropical drinks, there are real secrets that cruise crews are trained never to tell passengers. But today, you're going to hear them all. From hidden rules to silent warnings and hush-hush perks, these are the kinds of things that can save you hundreds of dollars, help you avoid major mistakes, and even get you VIP treatment without spending a dime. And wait till you hear ninth one. It's something cruise lines definitely don't want you to know. So if you've ever set sail or are planning to, you need to stay till the very end, because missing just one of these could ruin your entire cruise. Let's start now. 17. Some of the crew may secretly judge you. The crew is trained to be polite, friendly, and always smiling. But behind the scenes, they definitely notice your behavior, especially the little things. If you're loud, rude, or treat them like servants, don't be surprised if you're known as that passenger in staff-only areas. Some guests think tipping once means they're royalty for the whole trip, but that's not how it works. Crew members quietly talk about guests, especially repeat offenders, and this affects how much effort they'll put into helping you. On the other hand, polite guests who treat staff with kindness often get unexpected perks: a room cleaned more carefully, a free drink, even priority service when something goes wrong. It's not an official system, but it's real. The crew has a tight network, and they notice everything. So even though it feels like you're anonymous on a big ship, the truth is you're not. The walls have ears, and the crew, they remember. So if you want the trip of a lifetime, here's your first secret. Be the passenger that the crew secretly loves to talk about, for the right reasons. 16. Those all-you-can-eat buffets? Not so unlimited. Everyone loves the cruise buffet. You walk in, grab whatever you want, and go back for more. It feels unlimited, but here's the catch. Some items are intentionally designed to run out or rotate quickly. Why? To keep costs low. For example, shrimp might be out for lunch, but mysteriously disappear before dinner. High-cost items like smoked salmon, steak cuts, or special pastries get replaced with cheaper options after the first wave of guests eats. The crew calls it controlled indulgence. They're watching what you take, how fast it disappears, and when to switch it out. And sometimes the good stuff is only served for a short window, 30 minutes or less. So if you come late, you're out of luck. Want a pro tip? Ask the dining staff when the buffet switches happen. Most won't say no to a polite question. Or even better, check the main dining room menu before you hit the buffet. Sometimes you'll get better food, no crowds, and no mystery meat pretending to be steak. 15. That fancy room upgrade? It's not always random. Many people think those surprise room upgrades just happen by luck, but here's the truth. They're often not random at all. The crew, especially those at the check-in desk, sometimes have the power to shift people around. And yes, being nice goes a long way. But here's a real secret. If you book the cheapest room, but the ship isn't full, you might already be flagged for a possible upgrade. Want to increase your chances? Check in later in the boarding process. Why? Because by then, the staff knows which cabins are still available. Also, dressing neatly, smiling, and kindly asking if any upgrades are available without demanding works better than you think. And here's something wild. People who cause scenes or are rude before boarding almost never get upgraded, even if rooms are open. The staff doesn't forget. So if you want the trip of a lifetime, here's your first secret. Be the passenger that the crew secretly loves to talk about, for the right reasons. 14. Your cabin door tells the crew more than you think. Most passengers never notice, but your cabin door has secret codes, colors, or stickers that the crew reads instantly. These little signs can tell them if you're a VIP guest, part of a large group, traveling with children, or even if you're a heavy spender. Some doors have colored magnets or paper codes left by the room stewards. It's their way of keeping track without writing things down in front of you. There might be letters like S for special requests or V for VIP. Nothing official, but enough for crew members to treat certain guests differently. Even how your door decorations are placed tells the crew how high maintenance you might be. Want to be seen as easygoing and likable? Keep your space neat, leave friendly notes if needed, and don't over-decorate with flashy signs. It might sound silly, but that tiny hallway space says a lot, and the crew is watching, whether you realize it or not.
13. Some free drinks come with a catch.
Yes, cruises often give out free drinks during welcome parties, tastings, or captain's night. But what they don't tell you is that many of those drinks are weaker than the ones you'd buy. That's right, watered down, smaller pours, or served in cheap plastic glasses instead of real barware. It's a trick to keep costs down while still seeming generous. Some drinks, especially during tastings, are used to push sales for expensive drink packages. You might think you're getting a freebie, but you're actually being nudged into a bigger purchase. Even that glass of champagne at embarkation, often it's sparkling wine, not real champagne. Now, this doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy them, just don't expect the free stuff to match what you'd get from the main bar. If you want the real experience, wait for happy hour deals or order off the secret drink menu. Yes, many bartenders have one if you ask nicely. And if you're really bold, ask for a double. Sometimes they'll say yes, especially if you tip up front. 12. Crew cabins are a whole different world. You walk around the cruise ship and see clean hallways, smiling staff, and beautiful rooms. But what you don't see, the hidden maze of narrow, windowless hallways where the crew lives. Crew cabins are tiny, sometimes shared by 3 or 4 people, and they're below sea level. There's even the nickname, the dungeon. These areas have their own rules, their own minibars, and even their own parties. Yes, crew members have secret gatherings after hours, and no, you're not invited. It's their way to blow off steam without passengers around. But here's a big secret. Some passengers try to sneak into these crew-only areas, and they always get caught. It's strictly off limits. If you're caught down there, you could be kicked off the ship. So, as tempting as it may sound to see behind the scenes, it's not worth the risk. Just know that beneath your feet is a whole different world, full of people working long hours, often for low pay, making your vacation feel perfect. 11. The medical center isn't what you expect. Most people never visit the cruise ship's medical center, but if you do, you'll find out fast. It's not like a hospital on land. It's small, limited, and mostly built for minor injuries or seasickness. If you have a serious emergency, you'll need to be evacuated, and that can cost thousands of dollars, especially if you didn't buy travel insurance. Some medications are overpriced, and things like pain relievers or bandages are often triple the price you'd pay at a store. Here's the secret. Bring a small first aid kit from home. Include motion sickness pills, cold medicine, and even basic antibiotics if your doctor allows it. Also, don't wait until you're super sick to visit the crew center. Crew members say passengers often wait too long because they're worried about charges, and that delay makes things worse. And one more tip, if you need help late at night, there's usually just one nurse or doctor on duty. So be patient, they're doing their best with limited resources. And if you need medical help, a free medical help at pharmacies at Visit Lopnia because their local insurance will cover you. 10. Wi-Fi packages are often a ripoff, unless you do this. Cruise Wi-Fi is famously slow and expensive. You might pay a fortune just to check your email and still end up frustrated. But here's a trick most passengers never learn. Many ports offer free or super cheap Wi-Fi near the ship. Just ask a crew member off the record where they go to connect. They'll usually tell you about a cafe or shop nearby. Some cruise lines even have certain spots on board, like lounges or stairwells where the signal is stronger. You can also wait until early morning or late at night when fewer people are online. Another secret? Put your phone in airplane mode and use Wi-Fi only for texting apps like WhatsApp or Messenger. Don't stream unless you absolutely have to. And finally, always check if your phone provider offers an international day pass. It may be cheaper and faster than ship Wi-Fi. Unless you're working from the ship, most people don't need the full package. Don't fall into the trap of overspending for slow service. 9. The cruise ship is constantly filming you. You might feel relaxed on deck, but make no mistake, the ship is watching. There are security cameras almost everywhere. Hallways, dining rooms, even some pool areas. And no, they're not just there to catch troublemakers. They're used to track patterns, solve problems, and sometimes even review complaints. If you say a crew member was rude, security may go back and watch the footage. If something is stolen or someone gets hurt, those recordings become evidence. The cruise line never advertises this, but the average ship has hundreds of hidden cameras, and some are barely noticeable. There's even facial recognition technology used during embarkation and disembarkation. The bottom line, always assume you're being recorded, even when things seem casual. It's not meant to be creepy, it's for safety, but it does mean that wild behavior or fights can come back to bite you. Just cruise smart. You're doing great. The remaining 8 secrets are the ones even frequent cruisers don't know. Stay with me, you're about to become the smartest cruiser on the ship. 8. You can use the gym to meet crew members. Most passengers avoid the ship's gym, thinking it's just for fitness. But here's the secret. Many crew members use the gym too. It's one of their few spots to relax and exercise. Since passengers and crew don't usually mix much outside work, the gym is a rare place where casual chats happen. If you want to get insider tips or even just make friends with crew members, dropping by the gym at off-peak times is a smart move. Just don't treat it like a party spot. Respect the space. Crew members appreciate friendly smiles and genuine interest. Sometimes these small connections can lead to perks, like free drink recommendations or invitations to crew-only events. So, if you want a low-key way to connect behind the scenes, the gym is the place. Plus, you'll stay healthy while you're at it. 7. Don't always trust the daily newsletter. Every day, your cabin gets a newsletter filled with activities, shows, and dining info. But don't believe everything you read there. Sometimes events are canceled or changed last minute, and the newsletter still goes out without updates. Other times, the schedule is designed to push expensive shows or specialty dining. Crew members call it the official hype sheet. For the real scoop, talk to staff in person or check notice boards around the ship. Also, some secret parties or pop-up events aren't listed at all. They're for crew and trusted guests only. If you want to find those, ask discreetly at bars or lounges. So while the newsletter is useful, it's not the whole story. Keep your eyes and ears open for real-time updates, and you'll never miss the best experiences. These secrets will change how you see your next cruise. Stay tuned, the top 4 are about to blow your mind. 4. You can get free drinks without a package, if you know how. Drink packages cost a lot, but here's a secret. If you're polite and friendly, some bartenders will slip you free drinks now and then. It's not guaranteed, but crew members say being nice and tipping well goes a long way. Also, on certain days, like the last night or special events, free drinks flow more freely. Some crew even save leftover drinks to share with guests they like. If you see bartenders chatting and laughing, you might get invited to a hidden happy hour. And if you really want to score, learn the names of bartenders and remember their favorite drinks. A little kindness can save you hundreds of dollars on drinks during your trip. 3. You're probably being watched by fellow passengers more than you think. Cruise ships are social places, but here's the twist. Other passengers often watch you closely. Crews say that some guests act like detectives, noting who's new, who's a party animal, or who's trouble. This can affect how you're treated by others or even by crew members who hear passenger gossip. So always be aware of your behavior in public areas. Sometimes quiet guests are left alone, but loud and disrespectful ones get noticed fast. This passenger surveillance is unofficial but real. The lesson? Be kind, low-key, and respectful to get the smoothest cruise experience possible. 2. You can get a secret tour of the bridge or engine room. The captain and engineers don't just work behind closed doors. Sometimes they give special guests secret tours of the ship's bridge or engine room. But these tours are rarely advertised and usually only happen if you know someone or get a personal invite. Crew members sometimes suggest polite, curious guests for these experiences, especially if you're respectful and interested in how things work. If you want to try your luck, ask quietly at the guest services desk or talk to a crew member you trust. It's a rare chance to see the heart of the ship and learn secrets even the crew rarely share. This kind of tour is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for many passengers. The biggest secret? They're always watching your spending. Here's the biggest secret the crew won't tell you. The cruise line tracks everything you buy, from drinks to souvenirs to spa treatments, in real time. They watch who spends a lot and who doesn't, and this influences how you're treated. High spenders sometimes get extra perks or better service without asking. On the flip side, people who spend very little might get less attention or slower service. It's a subtle way cruise lines push you to buy more without being obvious. So if you want a better treatment, you don't have to spend a fortune, but small, consistent purchases help. Even buying a few drinks here and there or tipping crew members personally can change your experience. Remember, the ship's watching your wallet as closely as it watches your behavior. Now you know what the crew won't tell you, and you can use these tips to have the best trip ever. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss insider travel tips like these.